Night cloaked London. James' blood moved through the shadows. He wasn't afraid of the dark, he was a creature of it. Turned against his will in 1689, he had spent centuries serving England in secret. He was a vampire, an MI6 agent, a monster with a purpose. His latest mission was his most dangerous yet. James had always walked a tightrope, balancing his humanity with his thirst. He remembered his human life, the warmth of the sun on his skin, the taste of normal food. Now, only blood kept him alive. He had to be careful, always in control. This mission tested his limits. He'd received the summons from M, the enigmatic head of MI6, 3 nights ago. The message was simple. Report to headquarters, highest priority. An ancient organization, the Order of the Crimson Veil, had resurfaced. The Order of the Crimson Veil, a name whispered in hushed tones through history. Legends spoke of their cruelty, their lust for power. They were a cult, obsessed with turning humanity into mindless feeders, slaves to an insatiable bloodlust. Their leader, a figure shrouded in mystery, called himself the Crimson Lord. They had developed a virus, a blood-borne contagion. It could turn humans into creatures like him. But these wouldn't be immortal beings with a shred of humanity. These would be monsters driven by a single primal need to feed. The Order planned to unleash the virus at the upcoming World Summit. Leaders from every nation would be present. If they succeeded, chaos would reign. Society would collapse. The world would descend into a blood-soaked nightmare. Centuries of service had honed James into a weapon. He moved with a speed and grace that defied his human appearance. His senses were razor-sharp. He could hear a heartbeat from across a room, smell a lie a mile away, and his strength? Superhuman. He could crush bone with a flick of his wrist, but he preferred stealth, precision. He was a ghost, a whisper in the night. MI6 had equipped him with an array of gadgets, each tailored to his unique abilities. He had contact lenses that granted him infrared vision, perfect for navigating the darkest corners. His cane concealed a blade coated with a potent sedative. It could bring down even the largest adversary, and then there was his favorite toy. A compact crossbow that fired darts tipped with a paralyzing agent, effective and silent, but his greatest asset wasn't a gadget, it was Dr. Elena Voss. A brilliant hematologist, Elena had been researching a cure for vampirism when the Order kidnapped her. James had rescued her, but not before they'd exposed her to the virus. Now she was immune to its effects, and her blood held the key to a cure. Section 4. The Dragon's Shadow. Every mission had a complication. His was Victor Dragon. Once, Victor had been more than James's handler. He had been his mentor, his friend. Victor had taught him how to control his thirst, how to blend in, how to be a weapon. But Victor had disappeared years ago, presumed dead. Now he was back, leading the Order of the Crimson Veil. The betrayal cut deep. James felt like a fool. Had their bond meant nothing to Victor? Or had he always been a monster hiding in plain sight? The thought chilled him to the core. He couldn't shake the feeling that he was walking into a trap, that Victor was playing him like a fiddle. The closer he got to the Order, the harder it was to ignore the whispers of his own bloodlust. The virus had awakened something primal within him. The hunger was always there, a dull ache in the back of his mind. But now, it roared with a ferocity he'd never known. Section 5, Blood Will Be Spilled. The clock was ticking. The World Summit was only days away. James stood on a rooftop, gazing out at the sprawling city below. London, a city he'd sworn to protect, but could he protect it from the darkness within himself? Eleanor's face swam into view, her eyes filled with concern. She saw the struggle in his eyes, the toll it was taking. "You can't do this alone, James," she said softly, her hand finding his. "Let me help you." He wanted to pull away, to protect her from the monster he might become, but her touch was an anchor reminding him of his humanity. He needed her. Now more than ever, he had a choice to make. Stop the Order, save humanity, even if it meant sacrificing his soul. Or give in to the darkness, embrace the monster within, and let the world burn.